What's going on? Oh, any road. Okay. So I used to do a lot of martial arts back in my younger days, and I did it for around about, I think, about 12 to 15 years, tapering off towards the end. And during that time, we used to do, it was karate I did, and we used to do a lot of what's called basic moves. So for instance, the punching within a basic move, you would bring your hand here, tuck your elbow in, and then you would do punches here, and then upper, and then lower, okay? You'd also do your blocks, inside blocks, outside blocks, and lower blocks like that, okay? So you would do all these blocks, but I did Kyokushinkai, and when you did these techniques, they had to be with, you know, as much power as possible. Kyokushinkai was all about power, okay? Now, if you look at, say, Wado-ryu or, say, Shotokan, for just two examples, they would tend to punch from down here. So their hand would be here and they'd come up like this. Now, a Kyokushin, or Kyokushinkai, whatever you want to call it, okay, didn't like that because they said that the hand has to travel upwards to get the punch in. They wanted it more direct and more powerful. So therefore, they brought the hand here, okay, and then come out, woof, and you had to punch as hard as you could, and they used to make us do bloody hundreds of these things. It was a conditioning exercise, more or less, okay, just conditioning the body. And they used to come up and hit you with a shinai, I think it's called a shinai, okay, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a big stick, poof, coming at you in the guts with it. Thanks for that. But the problem is that, yeah, I can understand where they're coming from. I can understand the rationale behind it. That's a more direct punch, keeping the elbow in, coming out and twisting at the end, hitting with these two knuckles, right? But look where my shoulder is, man. Look at that. A lot of pressure on that shoulder there. I can actually feel it pulling on it there, bringing it back here, and that's where you ought to end up after, once you've done the punch and pulled it back. Now, and I think doing this for a long time, for many years, has messed my shoulders up because you're punching into thin air. There's no bag you're hitting. So you're kind of, I suppose, hyperextending the joint a little bit, punching into thin air all the time. They always told you to slightly bend the arm, but you know, sometimes you just, when you're tired, you extend the joint a little bit and obviously the shoulder comes out. So I think I've done a little bit of damage to my shoulders, and I've always suffered with a bit of impingement in both shoulders, my left one worse than my right. Now, over the last couple of years, it's got even worse. And I thought, what? And especially the last few months, so much pain. Couldn't lift my arm up. I was like, oh, trying to put a bloody jumper or t-shirt on over my head. You're like, oh, it catches you every now and again. So I thought I'd have a quick look on YouTube and see if I can find anything. Now, I came across this channel called Bob and Brad. Now, I believe, I'm not sure if they're Canadian or American. I do apologise to any Canadians or Americans if I messed them. You know, if I told you they come from the wrong country, but it's that continent up over there, the Americas, okay? And they're physiotherapists and they run their own physiotherapy business. And they have a channel on YouTube. And they were saying about shoulder impingement and how you can make it better. And they said, all you need to do is just hang. And the reason for this is you have the acromion and the coracoid at the top of the shoulder, and there's a ligament which runs across the two. Now, when the humerus lifts up, there's a space underneath it. Now, if it's become a little bit worn or a little bit tight, when that comes up, the humerus rubs against it, hits against it, and causes an impingement and cause pain. And by hanging, it stretches that ligament and opens up that space. So humerus has more room to move, or that's the theory anyway, and that's what they said. So I thought, well, I'm going to give this a go. So about a week ago, I started hanging I got my pull-up bar out, and I just started hanging from it. You know, and I was just they recommended 30 seconds upwards to a minute. That's quite a long time actually when you're just hanging there. And then do that twice a day. But I've only been doing about 20, 30 seconds once a day, every day. And I have to say, the difference is quite amazing. The pain's literally almost gone. I'm stunned that just hanging from a bar has improved my shoulder no end. I can look at this. Yay! Woo! Yeah! Woo! What am I doing anyway? So my shoulder pain is almost gone. It's a little bit there sometimes in the morning, but the difference is incredible. So for me, I know it's only anecdotal, but it worked for me, and I now have very little or to none shoulder pain, or to no shoulder pain. So let me just go over to my pull-up bar and show you exactly what I did. So all I did, obviously put the bar up. Your palms need to be facing away from you. You need to be looking forward. Don't look down or up or anything like that. You don't want to crook your neck. Okay. Go on there. And even if you haven't got the strength, or the wrist strength to hold on, you can just leave your legs on the floor. And as long as you just holding down like this and just let yourself stretch for about 30 seconds. You can lift your feet up if you want, and you can just gently swing back and forth. But if you can't do that, you can just put your feet on the floor and just gently just rock back and forth, nice and easy. Okay, now when I first did this, I did get it's quite painful. You're like, oh, but you kind of got to go through that pain a little bit, especially in this shoulder here, the worst one. It was quite like, ouch. But they did say but these guys did say that you will get some shoulder pain initially, and you just got to go through it, which I did. And now there's hardly any shoulder pain there at all, nothing. Just hanging around, la-di-da-di-da. Okay, and there you are. So I'll put a link to their video in my description box below, because I have sort of plagiarized their video a little bit. I'll put a link to their description box below if you want to see that full video. They probably give a better explanation than me. But for me, it definitely worked. And if you have any problems with your shoulders, I recommend you to try it. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. There it is, go on. And don't forget to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe, but you better, yeah? Okay, see you in the next one.